Hello and welcome to the Intuitive Heart Healer podcast. My name is Valerie McLaughlin and I am your host, intuitive heart healer, energy artist, and spiritual guide. I hold space with love to help you to connect to your heart center so that you can connect greater to spirit and live a life full of love, joy, and happiness as you are guided by your intuition and higher self, helping you to heal and let go along the way so that you can ascend and become more enlightened. Before we get started with the Intuitive Heart Healer podcast today, I would love to tell you about the Anchorfm podcasting app. It is a great way to get your voice and your podcast out there, and it is absolutely free. It has a wonderful platform with great tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other wonderful podcasting apps. You can make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app to go to Anchorfm to get started today and start your wonderful journey in podcasting. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's podcast. Today we are going to talk about the energy of October and what we can choose if we wish to work with the energy of October. We've gone through some turbulent times in September, maybe a little rediscovering yourself, maybe some things that have come back to the surface with you. Maybe you've had a lot of energy that you've had to release, or maybe you've kind of just skated through September. I don't know. You tell me, how was September for you? I remember doing September's reading and I kept hearing buckle up buttercup, and I was like, ooh, this is in for a ride. And as much as I enjoyed September, it was a little bumpy. Yeah, kind of see me going in a little go-kart, going over potholes here and there, but came through it better than I started out. And that's what the journey of life is all about. Even if you have bumpy times and things like that, to move through them and come out better than you've started with, you know. And you may not think that at the moment that that's what's going to happen or that that's happened, but always be grateful for all the lessons and things like that. And you know, I always tell people that I believe love is the most powerful energy that's out there. It's the most powerful energy. It's so healing. It's so divine. It brings so much joy and happiness. And I feel that run through me when I actually talk about it. Sometimes it even brings tears to my eyes and sometimes down, because it is so pure. And it's why I can choose to keep getting into relationships, and why I choose to keep spreading love in this world, is because love is so beautiful. And it doesn't matter what happens in that relationship, whether it stays together or goes apart, because in that moment when I experienced that other level of love, it was the most beautiful thing in the world. And that's what I want more of. Not the sadness, not the hurt, not any of that. So a few weeks ago, I actually have wrote a podcast. That's what I'm doing right now, a podcast. I actually wrote a post, and I wrote it in my journal about peace. And I haven't posted it, and I've done a couple lives and guidance in my Intuitive Heart Healer group, and I've talked about peace. But I have yet to post this post because I didn't feel like the time was right, and I'm waiting for the divine timing. well, I would like to say that the divine timing is now, because that is what the energy is around for us to call on going into October. The beginning of October is to find peace, to find your peace, to find peace in a situation. You might have had some hard conversations. You might have had some hard situations. You might have had some inner battles within yourself during September. But the beginning of October is about finding your peace. And what peace is? Peace is the remembrance of love. Peace is the remembrance of love. Peace is choosing love. It is choosing to let go of trying to be right. It's choosing to let go of the argument. It's choosing to let go of the fear, the anger, the sadness, and it's choosing love, choosing joy, choosing happiness. That is what peace is about. And that is what you're being asked to call in, is this beautiful energy of peace and understanding. And understanding isn't necessarily agreeing. I can understand where somebody is coming from. I may not agree with it, but I can understand. And in that understanding, I can hold love and compassion for that person and for that situation. That is what peace is. Peace is happiness. And I want to pose this question to you, and I proposed it before, I think in my group, but is peace hard, or is being in this conflict hard? That's my question for you. It's a little bit different than I've worded it before, but that's what the question is. Is being in the conflict easy? As it is, then maybe you want to stay there. If it isn't, maybe you want to do something about it. The energy of peace is upon us. It's our choice to step through that and be at peace. We always have a choice. It's whatever we choose to do. And we can't choose something and choose a path for somebody else. And in that, you have to choose to let go if you want peace. If you don't want peace, then choose to keep trying to get this person to be who you want them to be, instead of letting them be who they are at that moment. And if you decide to go on this path and choose peace, then opportunities in love and relationships and community will open up. There's a real chance for a new beginning in October. And that new beginning doesn't necessarily mean a new relationship, doesn't necessarily mean a new job, doesn't necessarily mean moving. The new beginning could be a new being, a new way for you to be. Opening your emotions, being vulnerable, being true to you. Be honest in a relationship that you have to shift and change the way that relationship is. Whether that's with self or a sibling or a parent or a grandparent. But there is a new beginning for us out there if we choose peace. New beginnings aren't necessarily these big flashy things, you know. Sometimes we might look past a new beginning because we're waiting for the balloons to drop, instead of seeing that moment for what it is. That moment when you choose to go left, to go right, and that door opens up. And maybe it's that big door, but that's that little door that you walk through that leads to another one. We have so many opportunities out there for us. And with peace in your heart and choosing that love, opportunities will flow to you, flow through you. Center into your heart center. Connect to your heart, connect to you. Love thyself, and the rest will follow. Love thyself, and the rest will follow. It'll open your heart to joys and happiness, and so many things will open up. When you in that heart and bring in that more love, oh my gosh, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. You're moving through life with so much ease. These new opportunities just happen and you just roll with it. You're in that moment and you just let them happen. You let them build. You step back at this moment and you see all these great things that you created. These great relationships that you have with people, this great community that you developed, this beautiful brand new house, your dream job, whatever that is. You're traveling the world. You know, I hear all these people, how they write, maybe they've set intentions with a new moon, the new year, the equinox, or maybe they've gone through a course and they've had to write goals and intentions. And a year goes by and then they find these intentions that they wrote and they open it up and they start reading it. And they realize that 90% of what they wrote actually came true. And they don't see it until that moment. See what they created and see all those new beginnings that had happened. So they're always out there. You don't have to wait for the fireworks. They're there for you. You may not see it, but it's going to open up and it's going to have that energy of something fresh. To feel the excitement and the joy, almost like a kid on Christmas. That'll help you bring it in even more and more. While we're on that topic, that's part of that energy. I think we went through this in August, if I remember correctly. Let me pull back into this file in my head. Yes, in August we had this very playful energy. So it's like we're taking this combination of August energy, September energy, the playfulness that we had, the inner turmoil that we are now bringing peace to, and now we're adding playfulness back in here. And we act like that kid, that joyful kid who doesn't know wrong from right? So they don't know the stove is hot until they experience it. And not that I want you to go out and put your hand on the stove, but you can look at things through those eyes. You don't know what's out there until you go out and experience it. You don't know what joys are out there for you. You know, reconnecting with a part of you that maybe you've forgotten, or go and find something new that you actually love and enjoy. Be in that playful discovery. That's it is, that playful discovery. So it's not like in August where you ran around and had fun and but be in that playful discovery. That playful discovery of yourself, of opportunities, of what brings you happy. And you know, I'm going to share this conversation I want to have with my nephew. And he just had developed a gluten allergy. And I hear my other nephew and he goes, things that are not gluten, they are horrible. And he said it to me. He said it to me the other day. He's like, vegan food is horrible. Vegan food stinks. And I said, really? I said, you don't like an apple? You don't like carrots? You don't like celery? You're eating it right now. It's this concept of this. So if you're used to eating bread that has gluten in it, now that you have an allergy and you can't eat this bread that has gluten in it, it's finding your joy. It doesn't have to taste like what it used to taste like, but it has to taste like something that you enjoy, something that you love. So you have to discover it. So I told my nephew that has a gluten allergy, I made him cookies, and I said to him, I said, if you don't like them, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not taking it personally. You're not going to upset me. If you tell me you don't like it, doesn't mean I'm not going to make you cookies anymore. But if you tell me you don't like it, then we know we have to keep trying. We have to keep discovering, trying these different recipes until we find that cookie that you like. And it doesn't have to be exactly like the one you used to eat, but it has to be the one that you like now, the one that brings you joy and the one that brings you happiness. And that's that energy of discovering. You know, it doesn't have to be what it was. Go discover something new, something that brings you joy. And being somebody that's vegan, I make a grilled cheese sandwich. Well, does it taste like a grilled cheese sandwich? Honestly, I have no idea what cheese tastes like anymore. But I love it and I enjoy it, and that's all that matters. It's good, it tastes good. And I actually turned a friend of mine onto it that has developed a dairy intolerance. And he's like, I'm loving this. I'm actually enjoying the taste and the flavor of it, and it's bringing me joy and happiness, and I'm not feeling sick, and I'm not having stomach pains. And isn't that life? Like, when you're doing something, when you have a job and you're not happy and you're feeling sick, you might have a sore back, you might have a chronic pain in your neck, and you keep going to the doctor, and really what you have to do is go within and realize that what you're doing doesn't bring you joy and happiness anymore. So let me go discover joy and happiness somewhere else. Life is about death and rebirth in ourselves, in our relationships, and what we do. Doesn't mean going out and doing the same job every day. It's about discovering something new. So something might have to end for something new to happen. And when we begin to understand this, we can be in that state of discovery more and more and more. So that's part of October's energy, is go out and discover. Be in discovery. Have fun. Find your new joy. Find another joy. Find something that's gonna light you up. And when you come through and you have these challenges, whether they're physical, emotional, this is a great way to help you shift your energies. Go out and find your new joy. Go find a new food that you're gonna like. Go find a new hobby. You know, maybe you want to take up golf. Maybe you want to take up martial arts. Go find your new joy. And when you're in that state, it raises that vibration. It brings you happiness. It brings you peace. It brings in love. That's the energy of October. If you choose to work with it, if you choose the peace, discover, be explorers, go find your new joy, and see all the different opportunities, or don't see them and just be in the opportunities that are coming your way. Today I want to end the energy on a card, and I pull Rabia. I'm probably saying it wrong. The Queen of Saintly Women. It's from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck by Meggan Watterson. And what she says is, I am in service of the divine love. I move the way love asked me to. Wow, that just kind of confirms what I've been saying, is when you're in this joy and this happiness, you allow love to run through you. You allow the discovery. You're in this heart space and you just let it be and let yourself go wherever the joys of life take you. Wouldn't it be great to be a yes to something you really want to do? I had that experience this week. And, there was all this conflict in me. And when I sat in it and I sat in my heart, it really was a yes. So why was I trying to talk myself out of something that was a yes, that's going to bring me joy and happiness and something I'm going to really love to do? So I challenge you to do that. Be a yes. And I'm just going to read this little bit from the book. Her every action was motivated by the devotion to God, and through it she received the greatest spiritual gift, self-realization. Although it can be very difficult, loving without expectations is a profound spiritual practice. More often, our love for someone is loaded with the ideas of who that person needs to be for us. But divine love is unconditional. It is a love that seeks only love. No hidden agendas, no strings attached. That divine love is within you, and it's out there everywhere. Everything is love if we choose to see it and be it and feel it. So let go of your expectations of what you think something is and go and explore and discover. Have fun in October. It doesn't mean that things may be still a little challenging when we start, but find your peace. Explore without expectations and be in that state of divine love. If you guys would like to know more or maybe receive a personal reading, you can go to intuitivehearthealer.com and book a session with me. All is done online. You can tune into Intuitive Heart Healer on Facebook for guidance almost daily. You can follow me on Instagram at Intuitive Heart Healer. Until next time, go out and spread some love in this world. But remember, spread love to you too, because it all starts with you. Fill yourself up with love so you can spread it all around. I'm sending all my love to all of you. Until next time, bye-bye for now.